Today's Read Aloud book is called The Sound of All Things by Myron Uhlberg. When I first read the title, I was a little confused because I do not really think about what different things sound like. How many of you think of what different things sound like every day? The purpose of today's Read Aloud is to understand the central message, lesson, or moral. This is trying to decide what the author wants you to understand from the book as a whole that you can take away as you learned it. While trying to decide what you are to understand, use key details that are in the text to explain how it is conveyed. This means use what the author is giving you in details to explain what you think the message is. Now, I want you to look at this book cover. The family is spending time together with a partner. Answer these questions and be prepared to share them with the class what you come up with. The first question is, what is the family doing together? Do you do this with your family? What is different about the boy in comparison to his parents? And why do you think this difference is taking place? Now we're going to begin reading. Like a caterpillar, the roller coaster inched toward the top of the hill. I looked at my father because he was deaf. He spoke with his hands, shaping words into pictures painted in the air. Tell me what the wheels sound like when we go down the hill, he sighed. I didn't have time to answer. Just then, we fell down the shaking mountain. I held my breath and clung to the safety bar. Imagine that I was riding an angry dragon, up and down, bumped and looped. Finally, the dragon slowed at a stop. What did you hear? My father sighed. It was loud, I sighed back. Many things are loud. Please tell me better. I pointed at the clouds gathering overhead. Heavy, like thunder. Yes, he said. I can feel that kind of noise. It's time to turn and talk with your partner now. Do you think that it's easy for the young boy to come up with everything what it sounds like? Why or why not? Let's continue reading. My father and I stepped out of the car. My legs were as limp as two wet noodles. My mother was waiting for us. It was wonderful, my father signed to her. I could hear the wheels turning on the tracks through my hands and feet. The merry-go-round is more my speed, she signed in reply. My mother was deaf too. Her signs were softer than my father's. Ever since my father had lost his hearing as a young child, he had tried to use his other senses to understand sound. For as long as I could remember, he had been asking me to tell him what things sound like. Sometimes I wanted to say no. It was hard to think of different ways to describe what I was hearing. So, if we were to go back to the question that I had asked before for the young boy, is it easy for the young boy to come up with what everything sounds like? The answer would be no. Now, we're going to work on the point of the lesson. I'm thinking really carefully about what the author is saying and what the lesson he wants me to take away from this book. The young boy wants to tell his father no sometimes when he asks about what the sound is. I think the author is trying to teach us the lesson to us as readers that we should not tell our parents no, because every time the young boy still works to explain the sound that he's hearing, even if he finds it difficult. Now, I want you to turn and talk to your partner. Is there any other kind of central message or lesson you could take away from the book thus far? If so, what is it, and why do you think it is that way?